YouTube, I'm back. I got a fresh wave cut. Everybody loves these. We're going to take this thing down. We got a 2-guard on the Snap FX, and we are going to bring the hair down. We're going to work around the crown. We don't want to cut out the crown because then he's going to have a fat patch, and he's not going to... People with waves, they like their hair cut good. So if there's somebody you got to know how to cut and almost make it perfect or really good, is somebody with this type of hair, because they enjoy their hair, because they go through a lot of, most people ways, they do a lot of brushing and do-ragging and all that. This guy might have a natural, I don't know. But anyhow, we're just gonna go around the crown, comb the crown, make sure if all else fails, go a whole half size bigger on the crown of what you're gonna cut, and you can always go back down later. Keep it longer on the crown if you need. You can scissor it down. You could go back down and slightly cut it with a guard, all that stuff. Trust me, it will help you in the long run. We're simply combing the hair so that we're cutting it the direction we want it to cut. So I always spin the client to the front in the mirror when I'm doing the front line up, because there's sometimes calyx up there, so you gotta see what you're doing. We're going to take out that back with the Babyliss FX. We're going to open the blade all the way open. We're going to start the taper. We're going to close and open the lever. We're going to take out this bottom line. So close on the bottom, open on the top, play with it, add the 1 guard, open it all the way up. Now we got 1.5. Combing the hair down constantly. Now this is my favorite part. This is a little trick. You could use a big guard so you can go real high up on the waves. So you're going to want to use the guard before you start cutting. So say you use a 3 guard or 4 guard, whatever you want. Make sure it's big. Work your way down. That's not going to damage the waves, and it's going to debulk the hair so that it will taper properly. Now we got the half guard, and we're going to take out the bottom line that's in the taper. And as you see, his hair is growing sideways, so you got to go the way the hair is growing. Corner the blade, follow the hair growth pattern. Take your time. It's not a race. It's getting it done right. Constantly combing the hair is the key, because if the client has soft hair, then when you go up with the guard, the hair is going to stay up. So you always have to comb it back down, or else it's not going to look like you're cutting anything, or it's not looking proper. But when they brush their hair, that's where the hair is going to be, because they're going to brush their hair. So that's how the taper is going to look. Just following the hair growth pattern. Got a 2.5 guard with the YS parts comb with the premium guards. Using the corner of the blade for the detail. Now we're going to line up around the neckline and the ear. Man, those are my favorite trimmers. Let me know in the comment section how much better, or if not at all, the Gamma trimmers are, the sabers, Stylecraft sabers, because I love these things. If I'm going to buy something else and put these on the shelf, they got to be real good. Alright, so we are going to start the taper. We're leaving the C-cup area alone. And we're just going to take out a little bit right there. Going to line up the beard around the bottom of the neck a little bit. We have the Snap FX all the way open. And then we got doing the same thing to the beard. Now we're going to close it. We're going to attack the top of the beard and the bottom of the taper at the same time, so they will flow together. Now we got our big guard on. Remember, take the guard, run it through the hair, and you'll see how much it's going to cut. So if you're unsure, use the 3, run it through the hair, see how much it's going to cut, and then just work your way down to the 1 guard. all the way open, close it, and that way you can get to a nice little medium, and you have your bald area, your debulked area, and then you can go in there and detail them together without creating a huge big taper, because this is a non-enhanced haircut, so we want to leave as much detail as possible. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel, by the way. I feel like I'm killing this voiceover. It's one of my best voiceovers ever, I think. Shout out to my girlfriend that got me this cameraman. I'm blessed. Now we're just gonna go in like a kind of like an exploding sweeping motion, where we're gonna go like around the taper area so that it gets faded, kind of like a atomic bomb, you know. So it's like you got to get a little bit behind the ear, you got to get a little bit in front of the lineup area, and you're just gonna slowly get that whole area. Because I hate when the taper is really dark behind the ear, so you but you don't want to go too far, because then it's too light and you almost look like you have a fade. It's one of those things where practice makes perfect, and you know, depending on the client, you'll have to do different things. Hey man, I'm starting to like this blade. I did not like this blade at first, and I've had this. I'll be honest, my gold FX are getting kind of dull, so I was kind of forced to use these. I was like, hey, these cut pretty good, so I've been using these for my lineups. All right, we're gonna throw some mousse on the hair. This is just to get the hair going all the way down. We're gonna brush it down, Dyson chipped up. I don't know what the attachment. Now we're gonna line them up. That this does not mean that you don't have to brush the hair down because you brush it down already. There's still gonna be little hairs sticking down, and you're gonna want to hit those. So keep brushing, keep tapping, because he's gonna brush his hair. I guarantee you this guy's gonna brush his hair, and you can have a crispy lineup and then brush your hair, and the hair will go over the lineup. So that's why it's kind of like a time-consuming process, but looks good when it's done. So just take a little extra time on your lineups, guys. Now we're gonna razor them up. My favorite Tune 45 product is their razor. I like the full extended cartridge so I can see the blade. It seems to do better for me. To each his own. You got 3 different blades in there. I keep getting messages. So yeah, just pull the skin. If you feel any resistance, you're probably not pulling the skin hard enough, or you have a dull blade. I personally use Astras. They're my favorite blades. I would definitely recommend you use them. They're very smooth blades. Right here I got my shoulder. I'm fix my autofocus a little bit on the next one. Now I just threw the masters out here. We're just gonna go over the top, get those loose edges that might be sticking out of his hair, just so it looks nice. You know, if he doesn't put no product in there one day, you don't want it to be overly frizzy. Just gliding over the top of his hair. And that's the finished product, guys. Sorry for the shaky footage. That's it. We got a little detailed taper. Got the waves going. No enhancements. And we're out of here. Subscribe. Peace.